This year is going to be your year to travel like a pro. You're gonna get your documents in order, you're gonna get your points rolling, and you're gonna navigate the airport like a boss. By the way, I'm Annie, I'm a frequent traveler, and I run the account Average Girl Does Cool Things. And in this video, I'm gonna share all the little things that frequent travelers know that will help you to make travel stress-free, or at least a lot better. But before we get into it, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more travel inspo and how-to content. Okay, let's start with our pre-trip prep. I mean, before we even book a trip, these are the things you need to get in order. So the first thing I want you to do is check your passport and make sure that you have at least 6 months before it expires and at least 2 blank pages available. If you don't, it's time to put in that application for your renewal. Why? Because oftentimes you visit countries where they don't let you in if you don't have at least 6 months left on your passport. So you'll get rejected like right off the bat. Also, if your passport is damaged or ripped, that can also cause them to not let you fly. And it can sometimes take up to 6 months to get those passports renewed. So you want to get that in order before you even book a trip. While you're at it, you're applying for your passport, go ahead and apply for Global Entry. Man, Global Entry is one of the greatest programs the government has ever created. I know that's a short list, but Global Entry is absolutely worth the money, especially because it comes with TSA PreCheck. And TSA PreCheck can help you skip those long security lines and just avoid the absolute annoyance of having to take your shoes off, take your laptops out, take your liquids out. All of that you don't have to do if you have TSA PreCheck. And if you get TSA PreCheck, you might as well sign up for Clear. Mini travel rewards cards come with a credit for Clear, so it's kind of a no-brainer to sign up for anyway. And having Clear at least gives you the option of a shorter line. If you're not familiar with Clear, it's a private company that uses biometric security to help you skip through the TSA process faster. It has a separate line. You walk up, they either scan your fingerprint or look at your eyes, and then you get to speed past, and all these people glare at you because they're annoyed that you're speeding past, but get in on the game. It's not available at all airports, and I will say you gotta kind of play it by ear when you get to the airport and see which line is shorter, but at least it gives you options. Okay, now you got your applications in for your passport, your Global Entry, Clear. Then I want you to make backups of your important items. So take a photo of the information page on your passport. Make sure you take a photo of the barcode that's in there as well. And make sure this is stored to the cloud, or you have a physical copy or somewhere that you can access it. That way, if you're traveling and your passport gets damaged or stolen, it's gonna make it so much easier for you to visit the US Embassy and get a replacement. Now, if you plan to travel abroad, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you sign up for STEP, which is a state emergency travel program. You go to state.gov, you sign up, put up all your information in STEP, and it does 2 things. One, it will send you information about the country that you're going to. It'll send you any security warnings, things to watch out for. And then it just lets the US government know that you're in that country. So if an emergency does happen, they're at least looking for you, or they know you're there. It's just a really simple way to help protect yourself if you're a US citizen traveling in a foreign country. The next thing you're gonna do as you're preparing for all of this travel is to get your loyalty programs in order. Sign up for all of them, okay? Whatever you're using, sign up for them. Make sure that you're collecting the points. Keep a cheat sheet of all your account numbers. It's gonna make it a lot easier on yourself when you're booking things. And then sign up for bonus programs. So for example, Marriott Bonvoy has a partnership with Starbucks. You can earn Marriott Bonvoy points by linking your Starbucks account. They also have this Eat Around Town program where you just have to put your credit card on file with Eat About Town. And then anytime you eat at one of the restaurants that participates in it, you get Marriott Bonvoy points. So there are ways to earn points even when you're not traveling. So take advantage of these things. While we're talking about loyalty programs, this is also the time to get your rewards cards sorted. If you are a responsible credit card user, meaning you don't carry over a balance, because if you carry over a balance and you collect interest, you're just negating the whole thing of getting travel points. But if you're a responsible credit card user, it's time to get your rewards cards sorted. Use travel rewards cards to maximize your earnings. Now, how do you pick the right card? Couple of things. There are 2 types of cards. You have your general travel rewards cards. Those are things like American Express Platinum or the Chase Sapphire brand. And then you have co-branded cards. And these are cards that are serviced by a bank like Chase, usually it's Chase, but they have a partnership with a travel brand like an airline. So United Explorer card or the Marriott Bonvoy rewards card. And so with those cards, you get rewards specifically for that brand. Whereas like the general ones, the Amex Platinums, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you get more general points, which then you can either transfer to their partners or use in their travel portal, which is like never a great idea because the balance doesn't work out great, but that's a whole other video. So if you are an airline or hotel brand loyalist, meaning like more than 50% of your frequent travel is spent with one airline or one hotel brand, it's probably worth it to go ahead and get the co-branded card. Not just because they have a lot of point multipliers for you for using the card with that brand, but also because you often get perks that help attribute towards status. And having status with a brand helps so much when you're looking for perks. But if you're not a brand loyalist, go ahead with one of the general cards. Just make sure that you choose a card that matches up with your current spending. So for example, if a card has a great restaurant bonus, but you don't eat out at restaurants, that might not be the best card for you. Whereas one that has like a grocery store bonus would. Okay, now we've got our documents sorted, our loyalty program sorted, our credit card sorted. We gotta get the right gear. A good suitcase and a great carry-on bag are like must-haves for frequent travelers. We are kind of picky about our suitcases. So if you're gonna do this, you need to get the right gear. I'm gonna take this opportunity to plug Away Suitcases, Away Luggage, not because they're sponsoring this video, although that'd be great, but they recently did me a solid because the airline cracked my suitcase when I checked it. That's why I never check a bag, y'all. Cracked my suitcase, and the replacement options they gave me were so crappy. I was so disappointed. And then I emailed Away and they are replacing my entire suitcase for free under their warranty program. So I'm personally now like an Away fan for life. But if you're looking for a good suitcase, you're looking for something that is going to fit in the overhead compartment. Every airline has restrictions on the size of the bag that you can put in there. So make sure that it's compliant with your airline. Even if you're a checked bag person, I want you to try to become a not checked bag person. Frequent travelers don't usually check bags. Yes, if you're going on a long international trip, I get it, you'll want to check a bag. But if you're just going on a quick haul, being able to throw it in the overhead compartment, not having to wait for baggage, not having to worry about things getting lost or broken into or stolen or damaged, it just takes a great big question mark out of your travel plans. So get yourself a sturdy, good quality suitcase and a good carry-on bag. What do I mean by a carry-on bag? This is the personal item that you're going to be putting under the seat in front of you. Personally, I love my North Face backpack. That tends to be my #1 go-to when I'm traveling, but something with good compartments, good quality, that is comfortable for you to carry, is lightweight enough for you to carry, is an absolute must. Okay, now we've got our luggage. You got to learn how to pack like a pro. I've got a packing video that I'll link here for more details on like how to actually pack your bag, but couple things I want you to consider when you're packing. First of all, if you don't have TSA PreCheck, if you didn't follow my instructions, you didn't get TSA PreCheck yet, then you need to pack with security in mind. What does that mean? That means when you pack your liquids, which is that 3-1-1 rule you hear so much about, 3 ounces of a liquid, 1 quart bag, that's 3-1-1. I want you to put that like on the top of your personal item. And in that personal item, you also want to pack your laptop, your iPad, anything that needs to be pulled out at security, all needs to go in that bag. And you need to wear socks because you're gonna have to take your shoes off. Please wear socks. And then wear shoes that are easy to get on and off. Okay, if you are organized, it is going to make going through security so much faster because you're gonna be able to just walk up there with your bag, open it up, pull out your laptop, pull out your iPad, pull out your liquids, put the bag in the bin, take your shoes off, put your shoes in the next bin, send everything through. Or just get TSA PreChecked. Otherwise, I highly recommend using bags or packing cubes to keep everything organized in your suitcase, help compress everything down. I really love Aloha collection bags. I talk about them ad nauseum. Again, not a sponsor. Aloha, hit me up. But when I travel, I always keep a little flight bag that's got an emergency kit in it with Advil, lip gloss, hand lotion, sanitizing wipes, things you might need in a pinch on the plane. Now that you've packed like a pro, you're gonna pick your flights like a pro. If you are a frequent flyer, you know how great it is to fly the same airline and to get your status, and how much easier it is when you have status. Gosh, it's a hard thing to give up. So if you are a frequent traveler, you wanna try to stick with the same airline so that you can keep your status up. If for some reason you aren't a traveler who likes to stick with one airline, maybe you don't have a good regular option that goes out of your local airport, or maybe your best option is really expensive, then I want you to start your search on Google Flights. Google Flights is such a functional tool. You just input your dates and your destination, and it will give you the cheapest fare, the fastest fare, and what Google determines to be the best fare, which is usually a combination of the two. It takes all the researching out of the equation. And if you're flexible with your dates, then you can pull up the fare calendar and see where you might be able to move your travel to make it even cheaper. Then you can set an alert for your trips, and Google will let you know when the flight fares have changed. I start planning every single trip by visiting Google Flights, and it has saved me hours of comparison shopping. Once you have your flight picks, we need to talk about airplane and airport etiquette. This is one of those things, if you are not a frequent traveler, the boarding process can seem really confusing and really bizarre and really aggressive. Every airline does this a little bit differently, but generally, you're gonna be assigned a zone. The zone is going to be on your boarding pass, and it's gonna tell you when and where to get in line. Zone 1s and Zone 2 will go first, but not first, because before that, the airline's gonna board people who have disabilities and need more time to board, who might have small children, who need extra time to get settled. They're gonna often board active duty military members, and then they're like people of highest status. All those people will go first. Sometimes you're in Zone 1, you're like, half the plane has boarded. I'm still standing here. But you're gonna line up with your zone. So Zone 1, oftentimes those are people who just have higher status or are in first class. Zone 2 probably have a little bit lower status, or maybe the credit card, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, sometimes farther back. So if you're not in Zone 1 or 2, just like sit, hang out, have a seat. When you do board with confidence, have your boarding pass ready. I love having a mobile boarding pass. I know a lot of people who will go ahead and like still print them, but I find mobile boarding passes has just changed the game in how efficient I can be when I travel. So have my mobile boarding pass ready. Make sure that you turn your screen brightness all the way up. That's an important tip. So you're not standing there like it won't scan. It's your screen brightness. Okay, then you're gonna board with confidence. You're gonna go to your seat. Your rollerboard goes up top, okay? Your big bag, that's gonna go up in the overhead compartment. Pay attention, some of the overhead compartments are now taller, so they actually want you to tip your suitcase on the side, so tip your suitcase on the side. Then move into your row, and you're gonna put your personal item under the seat in front of you. For the love of all that is holy, please do not put your jacket or your backpack in the overhead compartment. Okay, unless you're a very tall person. I understand people who are like very tall people and they like can't fit their seats, like they can't fit in the seat. But otherwise, please don't take up precious overhead space with tiny items, because oftentimes people are either gonna like move them over, the flight attendant might move it over, or they're gonna get squished in there, and you're just gonna make people mad. Okay, there's no quicker way to earn the wrath of your fellow passengers than by putting something in the overhead compartment that should not be there. Once you're settled, it is really about small courtesies and unspoken rules. So some of those unspoken rules, the person in the middle seat always gets both the armrests. It's just like unspoken law. They got the crappy seat, give them both the armrests. Common courtesy number 2, don't kick the seat in front of you, which seems like a thing you should only have to tell children, but apparently you have to tell adults as well. Anytime you like hit the seat, even if you're like playing with the pocket in front of the seat, or like you're touching the screen that's on the seat, all of that, you're just like hitting the person in front of you. So keep that in mind, be courteous, don't be like jostling their seat around. And finally, if you are going to lean your seat back, I think that's okay. There's a lot of controversy around this, apparently. I think it's okay to lean your seat back. There is a reason those seats recline. However, I would suggest that you give the person behind you maybe a heads up, or at least recline slowly, because that person's probably got their tray table out and they might have a laptop there. And if you like suddenly throw the seat back, you're gonna like crush the laptop. I've had it happen, it sucks. Or they might have their tray table out with like food or drink or something, and then you're just gonna like shift everything and potentially cause a mess. So again, small, common courtesy, just gently, slowly recline your seat, or like give the person a heads up so they can move anything. Common courtesy on airplanes just goes such a long way. And then use apps to help you when you travel. I've got a whole video that's got 15 apps that will help save you time, stress, and money when you travel. But my 2 absolute must-haves are TripIt, which is a travel itinerary app, and the app of whatever airline I'm flying, because that's going to allow me to do things like change seats, pull up my boarding pass, and keep track of my flight. But if you want to see all 15 of those apps that you need, I recommend that you go watch this video next. I hope this video was helpful. If there are any tips that you want to share with your fellow travelers, be sure to leave them in the comments below. And until next time, go create a life you love.